Char is a designer. Char is a granddaughter. Char is a sister. Char is a niece. I'm transparent. How I feel is what I say. I have a super big heart. Char's your girl, you know. Char is somebody I hope that you'll root for and you see yourself in, and you know, just somebody that just wants to make it. My motivation as a designer is just to make designs and pieces that are true to who I am and true to my design aesthetic. Like, I make pieces for girls that don't want to look like anybody else. So that's my goal, to stay true to that, to design for that girl. Everything that I make is something I will wear. I don't like dressing like anybody else. I just don't. I never have. I got voted weirdest dresser in high school. So at a young age, I was wearing clear see-through boots and see-through book bags and sequins bra tops on outside of my shirt. Like, forget about it. It was. I see why I got voted weirdest dresser. But I mean, so you'll see a lot of me. You'll see me incorporate just my want to be different. My experience on Project Runway was a roller coaster. That's been the word I've used in every interview I've ever done. That's been the one word that I've used consistently, a roller coaster. I think that Project Runway was more of a spiritual and a personal journey for me because I learned a lot about myself as a designer. Some of the jewels that I'll take away was something that Zach Posen said to me. He was like, you know, you need to incorporate your style in your design. I never did that. I always would think, how can I make this skirt so different that nobody else will have it? Instead of saying, make a skirt that you will wear. Because naturally I wear different clothes. Naturally I wear clothes that's a little bit outside the box, so I didn't have to stretch as far. And I think before, me as a designer, I was pushing too far. Chargrels Couture to me was the outlet. It was a place for me to go that let me express myself creatively. Ending Chargrels Couture, you know, it's kind of bittersweet because it's so close to home. You know, Chargrels stands for Charquita, Grace, and Charles, which is me, my grandmother, my father, and grandfather's name all together. It's a really close-knit name for me. You know, just the whole company to me is really, it's personal a little bit. So letting go is a little bittersweet. I'm actually happy because now I feel like I'm releasing my past. I'm releasing what was and welcoming something new and fresh. So Chargrels Couture will always be a part of me, but I'm ready for something new. The name of my new line is Rockin' Remix. And it's basically me going back to who I was as a designer before Project Runway. Before, you know, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, you know, before all the media, you know, not the media, but the social media hoopla. You know, it was a young girl that had a line that she was really passionate about. So I wanted to plug back into that. Plus, incorporate the new Char, the Char Glover that the world knows. So those two combined is where you get Rockin' Remix. What inspired my new line was the need to push myself. I kind of felt like after the show, honestly, I felt like I coasted a little bit, you know? I had a couple of family members like, what you doing next? Everybody I would see out, hey Char, we love you on the show, what's next? And you know, all the interviews, the next thing they ask you, well, what you got coming up next? And I would be like, I don't know what I have coming up next. So I just, one day was just, kind of gave myself a minute. You know how you had that silent time with just you and the four walls, you know? And I just was like, you know what is next? And it just came. I was like, I need to go back to my roots, just, you know, kind of make it full circle. So that's where the inspiration from Rockin' Remix came from, the need to grow and evolve. Rockin' Remix will be mainly vintage. Like, I'm obsessed with vintage. Like, I have on a vintage sweater now. Like, that's 80% of my wardrobe is vintage. Like, I always go to it. That's just my go-to style of choice. So Rockin' Remix will have a lot of vintage, it will. But it'll definitely have some modern tones in it. You know, I'll definitely keep it modern. I don't want you looking like Little House on the Prairie. Like, we're gonna bring it to modern times. But you'll definitely see a lot of vintage tones. I'll have vintage jewelry, just some funky t-shirts made out of vintage fabric that's been reconstructed. So it'll just be fun. The slogan for Rockin' Remix, I'm so excited about it, is you've never met a girl like me. So that's who the girl is. You've never met a girl like the Rockin' Remix girl. The Rockin' Remix girl is sassy. Like, she is not asking for permission. Owning who she is, She's walking in the room, she's not taking any prisoners, and she's just a confident woman and just wants to have some fun. The advice I would have for an up-and-coming designer is never ask for permission. That's what I would tell you. I think because if you ask for permission, access will never be granted. Nobody's gonna hand anything out to you. If you decide to be a designer, that's something you chose. A lot of people don't think being a fashion designer is a lucrative career. They don't take it serious, so they think it's just a craft or a hobby. I would just say, if it's what you wanna do, stick to it. Have tough skin, because just because you design a dress and think it's amazing, it might not be received the way that you feel that it should. But that doesn't mean it's not a good piece. That means you just need to shift who your audience is. Maybe you're selling your piece to the wrong people. So just stick to it. The world is waiting to see your designs, and show them what you got. Stop being, just go for it. So yeah, that's what I would say to aspiring designers. I'll see you at the top.